All right, I need you to be straight with me. Why am I broke? I make decent money. I'm not stupid. But every month I'm back at zero. What am I missing?
You're not missing anything. You're doing exactly what you've been programmed to do. Programmed? Come on, man. I make my own decisions. Do you? Tell me something. When you got your last raise, what happened to that extra money?
I upgraded my apartment. The old place was kind of a dump, and I figured I deserved something nicer.
There it is. You deserved it. That word is financial poison, by the way. The system you're trapped in, and most people are trapped in it, runs on a simple premise. Make you feel like you're falling behind, so you'll spend money trying to catch up.
Okay, but I was falling behind. My friends were living in better places. My girlfriend kept hinting that my car was embarrassing.
And there's the controversy nobody wants to talk about. Your financial decisions aren't really yours. They're being made by your social circle, your Instagram feed, and this deep psychological need to signal status. You're not buying things because you need them. You're buying them because you're terrified of being seen as less than.
That's harsh.
It's true. And here's what makes it worse. The financial industry loves that you think this way. They've built a $1 trillion ecosystem around keeping you confused and dependent. Complexity is profitable. If you understood how simple wealth building actually is, you wouldn't need their services.
So what? There's some conspiracy to keep people poor?
Not a conspiracy, just incentives. Think about it. If I'm selling financial products, do I want you to know that you can build substantial wealth by following 3 basic percentages? Or do I want you to think you need sophisticated strategies, premium accounts, and constant management fees? The second one, obviously. Exactly. So they make it seem complicated. They use jargon. They sell you fear wrapped in solutions. And meanwhile, wealthy people are doing something so boring it would put you to sleep. Which is what? They follow a formula. 15, 65, 20. That's it. That's it? 3 numbers? 3 percentages. 15% of everything you earn is set aside. Not for bills, not for fun, just kept for your future self. 65% covers your actual survival needs. 20% is your sanity budget. Guilt-free spending so you don't crack and blow everything.
Wait, only 65% for necessities? My rent alone is like half my income.
And that's your first problem. You're letting your lifestyle dictate your percentages instead of letting the percentages dictate your lifestyle. Here's the psychological trap you're in. You think your current expenses are fixed. They're not. They're choices you've normalized. So what, I'm supposed to live in a shoebox? You're supposed to understand the actual cost of your decisions. That apartment upgrade you deserved, let's say it cost you $400 more per month than your old place. Over 10 years, if you'd invested that $400 instead at a conservative 6% return, you'd have over $60,000. Are those granite countertops worth $60,000?
When you put it like that...
Most people can't handle putting it like that. It forces you to confront this uncomfortable truth. Your daily choices are killing your future. That's why people get defensive about their spending. You're not defending your apartment, you're defending your self-image.
Okay, but 15% seems like a lot to just park somewhere.
It seems like a lot because you've been conditioned to see immediate gratification as the only gratification. Let me ask you something. Do you know what compound interest is? Money making money, right? Money making money, which makes more money, which makes more money. It's exponential, not linear, and your brain is terrible at understanding exponential growth. Here's the thing that'll mess with your head. Someone who invests $10,000 at age 30 and never adds another penny will have more wealth at 50 than someone who starts at 40 and invests $2,000 every year for 10 years.
That doesn't make sense.
The second person put in way more money. Exactly. It doesn't make sense until you understand that time is more valuable than amount. Those extra 10 years of compound growth matter more than the additional contributions. This is why wealthy people are obsessed with starting early. They're not smarter. They just gave their money more time to multiply. So I'm already behind. You're only behind if you keep waiting. The second best time to start is right now. But here's where most people sabotage themselves. They wait until conditions are perfect. I'll start investing when I make more money. I'll start saving after I pay off this debt. I'll get serious about this next year. Meanwhile, wealthy people are starting with whatever they have right now. What if I can't do 15% yet? Then do 5%, do 3%, do something that proves to yourself you can live on less than you make. The specific number matters less than building the psychology of discipline, because here's what nobody tells you. Wealth building is 20% math and 80% behavior modification.
That's the part that scares me, honestly.
Good. It should. You know what the real controversy is? Most people would rather stay broke than face the psychological discomfort of changing their spending patterns. It's easier to blame the system, your boss, your student loans, the economy, anything except looking at your own choices.
That feels like victim blaming.
No, victim blaming is telling someone who's genuinely trapped that it's their fault. What I'm saying is different. If you have any margin, if you're spending money on things you don't need, then you have agency. You might not like your options, but you have them. And pretending you don't is how you stay stuck.
So wealthy people just deny themselves everything?
Opposite. They enjoy their money more than broke people do. That 20% fun money, that's the psychology hack that makes this whole system work. You need permission to spend guilt-free. Otherwise you burn out and binge. It's like trying to maintain an impossible diet. Eventually you crack and eat an entire pizza.
I've done that.
Everyone has. And the same thing happens with money. People try to save every penny, feel deprived, then blow $2,000 on something stupid and feel terrible about it. The 20% rule prevents that cycle. You're not being irresponsible. You're being strategic about your irresponsibility.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
It's just understanding human nature. We're not built for constant delayed gratification. We need wins along the way. The wealthy understand this, so they build those wins into their system. They're not more disciplined than you. They've just designed a system that works with their psychology instead of against it.
Okay, but what about the people who genuinely can't save anything? Like, what if your situation is actually impossible? Then you focus on increasing your income instead of optimizing your current income. But here's the hard truth. Most people claiming they can't save anything are actually spending 90% on necessities that include $200 phone bills, streaming services they don't watch, subscriptions they forgot about, and daily conveniences that add up to thousands per year. I feel personally attacked.
You should. The average person has no idea where their money actually goes. They think they know, but they're wrong. Track every dollar for 1 month, and you'll find hundreds going to things you can't even remember buying. That's not poverty, that's unconsciousness.
So what's the play? Where does this 15% actually go?
Tax-advantaged retirement accounts first. If your employer matches contributions, you max that out immediately. That's literally free money, 100% instant return. Then you move to IRAs or whatever your country offers. The government gives you these accounts as a discount on building wealth. Not using them is like leaving free money on the table.
And I invest in what? Stocks? Crypto?
Here's where I'm going to disappoint you. Boring index funds. Just broad market funds that track hundreds or thousands of companies. No individual stocks, no trying to time the market, no cryptocurrency gambling.
That's it? That's the secret?
That's the secret. Wealthy people aren't out here making brilliant trades. They're making consistent contributions to boring funds and letting time do the work. While everyone else is chasing the next hot stock tip, they're sleeping well at night knowing their wealth is growing steadily. It seems too simple. Exactly. That's why most people don't do it. Simple doesn't feel special. Simple doesn't make you feel smart. Simple is boring, and we'd rather feel smart doing complicated things that don't work than feel average doing simple things that do work.
That's actually kind of depressing.
Only if you let your ego run your finances. The moment you care more about results than looking impressive, simple becomes beautiful. Rich people figured this out. They'd rather be wealthy than look like they know what they're doing.
So I just
start? Just like that? Just like that. Pick your percentages based on what you can actually do right now. Set up automatic transfers so the money disappears before you can think about it. Live on what's left. Adjust as you go. In 5 years, you'll have more wealth than you thought possible. In 20 years, you'll be one of those people others ask for advice. And if I don't? Then in 5 years, you'll still be asking why you're broke. In 20 years, you'll be that person telling young people about all the opportunities you missed. Your call. When you put it like that, it's not really a choice. That's now you're getting it.